Flopsy and the Easter Bunny Olympics, part 35 of 40, round 4. With our fluffle numbers cut from our original 10 dozen, 10 wide, 12 deep formation down to a mere 52 bunnies, Cedrinum again instructed us concerning how we would march from game to game. "All right," Cedrinum announced as we stood in a shapeless mass that lacked any hint of organization. "Once again, our reduction in numbers calls for a change in how the squad presents. With round 4, the squad will again march and muster in a decidedly deeper than wider rectangular formation, a formation that remains far from our desired perfect square. Round 4 gives us 52 of you hoppers, which leaves us with quite the elongated rectangle, but at least our length-to-width disparity won't be quite as extreme as it was in round 3. Our final fluffle will march and muster in a rectangle only 3 times your width for this round, as opposed to the 4 times longer than wider as you did in the previous. Obviously, our shape will have little resemblance to a heavenly square, but wait until those of you who earn the title of Easter Bunny stand in ranks when you're a squad of 38. It's a marvel even more glorious than our round 2 9 across 10 deep was. You'll see. Our heavenly square is the future. The present is that for round 4 we'll line up 4 across and 13 deep, both for marching and standing at parade." Shuffling our fluffle, Cedrinum moved Pax to my former front left position, while Wisteria took the head of our second column. I took lead of column 3, and Bustle marched directly to my right, as she led the fourth column. The only bunny whose position remained unchanged was Woundwort, who, from his far right, far rear spot, led a bit of grumbling from a handful of bunnies who agreed that our 4x13 formation invited bad luck. "Amazing what they'll grumble over, isn't it?" Wisteria whispered to me, voice low as we followed Cedrinum. "All 12 squads are using the same formation, so any bad luck would be universal, which should make it a non-issue. It makes just as much sense to say that the 4 of us who are at the lead of the columns are the 13th bunnies in each row as it does to say that about the tail end," I whispered back, "but that would ruin Woundwart's whole defender of the order rigmarole." "Speaking of Woundwort," Wisteria said, "what did you do to him to make him so angry with you?" "I was born white," I replied with a shrug. "Never met him before today. I think he lives way west of here." "Yeah, that's what I heard too, out in the western part of Chiwere-Siouan near his Uncle Tempestus. Sorry that he's being so mean to you." "Thank you. Are you from around here?" "Pretty close. You know Rivera Park, the one with the amphitheater?" "Sure, right there on the trail, right?" "Yep, I live in the woods on the edge of the trail." "Oh yeah, I'm pretty close to there too. We live on the other side of the river, across the humans' Euclid Avenue." "The Grumble Bunnies do have a point about bad luck," I added. "Statistically, more bunnies get injured in round 4 than in 1, 2, or 3. The bunnies in charge say that the increased injury rate is caused by greater fatigue combined with an increase in desire to make the final cut. Seems that as Easter bunnies enter our final round of races, we're both super determined to be in the top 3/4, and we're super tired. The second one, combined with our fatigue, is what they say makes round 4 the most dangerous. They say that knowing that we only need to make one last cut gets us all ramped up and spurred on, and that plus our reduced ability is what makes round 4 the most injury prone, not some sort of bad luck superstitious stuff. From highest to lowest, the likelihood of injury is round 4 is highest, then round 1, round 3, and 2 has the lowest number of injuries." "Really?" Wisteria asked. "Fascinating," she said, before twisting her head my way and demanding, "You're not pulling my leg, are you?" "What?" I replied, my voice showing my surprise. "No. Why would I? I don't know. Some bunnies are jokers. How do you know this 4-1-3 statistic?" "Mostly from reading," I said with a shrug, adding, "I should have been able to answer Cedrinum when he asked who Jacques Lapine was. I was just taken off guard and blanked. I like reading about the games." "No surprise there. Lots of bunnies do. But you must read more than just the sports section. Biographies, autobiographies too, if you know facts and figures like that." "Yeah," I replied sheepishly, "it's kind of a fixation. For instance, I know what Lacus said about the scores for poise and pageantry being mostly between 40 and 65 was correct, but imprecise. No one's ever received a score lower than 39, but there's plenty of bunnies who've scored well into the 70s. Those bunny games experts tell us that poise and pageantry judges are hesitant to keep the curve balanced by giving one bunny a score of 20 for each bunny who gets an 80. I think Lacus giving Field of Flowers a 99 was, well, misguided. But it doesn't really matter. I bet you in future games we'll see a spike in, oh, how cute, poison pageantry grade inflation, though. Wow, Wisteria said, eyes big in wonder. You do have a fixation, don't you? Nothing wrong with that, she concluded conversationally as Cedrinnen brought us to a halt in front of the 200-meter steeplechase track, where she added, looks like we've arrived.